Hello and welcome once again to an episode of 10 Minutes with Tinian. We are so excited to be here with Brandon Bruce. He is, well, you wear many hats. I will let you tell your own story, but I did want to say he's working closely with leaders in the community for the 100 Initiative. Excuse me. And so we look forward to learning more about the 100 Initiative and how your small business or someone you know can get involved in a variety of aspects. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. This is exciting.
So exciting. Tell me a little bit more about your story, what you do.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm originally from a really small town in California called Los Olivos. So it was a town of 800 people.
Oh, wow.
I went to a very tiny rural elementary school. So I graduated either first or second in my class because there was just two of us. We had outhouses. We did a lot of nature hikes. And so it was out there. It was a wonderful place to go to school. From California, I lived in DC for about 3 years, and then my wife Trish and I moved down here, first to Maryville and now in Knoxville, and we've lived here for the last 13 years. So I followed her here because she was a professor of sociology at Maryville College
Awesome.
for a little over a decade.
Really neat. So coming from California and the way that you were raised, I'm sure you've had so much to do in East Tennessee. There's so many things, hiking and nature trails.
Yeah, I mean, those are things that I really enjoy most. So getting out in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park over the last, especially 6 to 9 months, I've done a lot of hiking. So I think I've done maybe 400 miles of the 900 in the Smokies, including the full AT trail at the start of spring break. So I have a challenge where you try to do it in one day. I did the 72 miles in about 25 and a half hours. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Including 11 hours of rain. So I would say that because that was a challenging stretch. But yeah, I love to do that, run marathons, do long bike rides. I've been a cyclist for a long time. So this is a great area for bicycle riding, the Foothills Parkway, Cherryhala Skyway, all of those really epic routes. The Dragon, as long as you can get out early in the morning before the motorcyclists, is a great place to ride. So, and it's always fun to get out on the water. So we got the Tennessee River here, and all the lakes are really fun to get out. Yeah, those are my activities, and I have 2 kids in grade school, and so we're always outside, keeping busy.
Right. So knowing your love for the community and how you've grown to be genuinely an East Tennessean, you've also been a business professional for many years. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, starting in 2011, my good friend, my best friend from college, Ryan, and I started a software company called Cirrus Insight. And we really hustled at that and worked very hard for 7-8 years building the company up. We grew to about 70 employees, half of which were with me here in Knoxville and half were with Ryan in Irvine, California. And so that was a software solution for salespeople. So it connected Gmail and eventually also Outlook with Salesforce, the Salesforce platform that people use for customer relationship management. And so it sat in between and helped data flow both directions. And at the end of the day, saved a lot of salespeople a lot of time. So it made people very happy. So it was fun to work with. At its peak, a couple 100,000 different end users, about 10,000 different companies that we serve. And it was great to build up a team here in East Tennessee. We benefited from the fact that in this area, there's tremendous talent. And so it was fun to have a chance to work with a lot of, really hardworking, smart people. And so we sold that company here going on about 2 years ago. And so yeah, now involved in lots of different community projects and nonprofits, and also laying the groundwork to hopefully launch a few more companies.
Knowing that you mentioned the community, tell me a little bit about your involvement in the community. So I would love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I'm passionate about a lot of organizations here. I'll list several of them. So I'm the chair of the board of the Knoxville Entrepreneur Center, which really got started around the same time that I was launching Cirrus Insight when I still lived in Maryville. And so Jim Biggs, who's the leader at the KC, and I have been friends going on now for many years. And so I'm always excited to work with other entrepreneurs and startups. So that's one. I'm the chair-elect of the Muse, which is our children's museum in Knoxville. Always loved children's museums. My kids love going. There's been a hiatus here during COVID-19. It hasn't been able to be open, but the Muse has always been a really entrepreneurial organization, and so Ellie Kittrell and her team have stepped up and sent out essentially amusement packs, right, that you can order that have STEM activities for kids they can do from home. And now they're doing some learning pods, so when school starts up again, they'll be able to help students that way. So
that is awesome.
Big fan of the Muse. So it'll be for kindergarten, first and second grades. And I'm the chair of the board for Junior Achievement of East Tennessee, which goes into the schools, right, with volunteers from the business community and teaches financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and work readiness, all of which are always important topics. So I love volunteering with them and for them, and working with a great board of directors and a great network of hundreds of volunteers across the community. And then we have what's called a Biz Town that fifth grade students from throughout the region go to, which is in Clinton, just up the road, about 20, 25 minutes. And they have a really neat experience there where they get to work different jobs and sort of interact in a way so they can help understand the community and the economy at the same time. Then I'm on the board also of University of Tennessee Research Park. So I encourage everybody to check it out, take a look at it. If you're on the Tennessee River, if you're in the Sequoia Hills neighborhood and you look across the river, you will see UT Research Park. It's right across 129 from the University of Tennessee Medical Center. And they've got a really neat facility there called the Joint Institute for Advanced Materials, some really high-tech labs inside. And they're adding some additional buildings here going forward over the next couple of years. So it's a site to keep an eye on because these are companies and research initiatives that partner with University of Tennessee that I think are going to be really important for elevating this area in terms of research, innovation, and also some new startups.
Oh, so wow, yes.
That's exciting too. Lots of other projects. One is the eKnox task force that the Chamber of Commerce has initiated, and that is designed to essentially figure out how to get internet to everyone in the community. And so the big starting point is with K-12 students. So as everybody knows, everyone in the KCS system, all students K through 12 will be getting a Chromebook coming up here in a couple of weeks. And so this eKnox task force really organized to make sure that we can connect all K-12 students to the internet.
That's awesome.
For households that may not have access or may not be able to afford access,
right,
a fund is being put together under the Knox Education Foundation that will be able to pay for that. Really excited to expand access to the internet in our community, first through students, and then after that, hopefully to the broader community going forward.
Certainly.
I'd love to spend some time also talking about, as you mentioned, 100 Knoxville. So this is an initiative that we're really borrowing from Memphis. So Memphis has the 800 initiative, and they said, hey, we're going to focus on trying to help Black-owned businesses in Memphis. And there's 800 Black-owned businesses there that have employees and about 40,000 that are sole proprietorships. And they said, we're going to work with 50 of the 800 and try to double their revenue. And we're going to work with 200 of the 40,000 and try to get them to the 100,000 in revenue mark so that they can hire their first employee. And then we'll have 1,000 firms in Memphis that are Black-owned that have employees. And I thought that was just a really concise, innovative approach to economic development.
Certainly.
And so I thought, okay, well, let's try to do that in Knoxville. We're a smaller city, smaller population, smaller number of businesses. Here in Knoxville, we have approximately 100 Black-owned businesses that have employees and about 2,200 Black-owned businesses that are sole proprietorships. So, and as you know, because you were on the call yesterday and have been on the calls going back several months, is that we're just kicking off. And so we're looking for Black-owned businesses throughout the Knoxville area that have or don't have employees, both and we're also connecting with coaches. And so the idea here will be that a coach will be paired with a business owner with the sole focus of what do we need to do to help to increase revenues. So if it's a hey, we need to, modify the business plan, we'll do that. But if that's not it, we'll skip that part. If it's, we need to connect with more capital and help make introductions with banks or equity investors or other sources of funds, we'll do that. If it's a big marketing initiative, we'll focus on that. So it's an initiative I'm really excited about because I love trying to crack the code on go-to-market and help companies to grow and scale. And so I'm eager for that project. We're kicking it off here basically now, July and August of this year, with the goal that over the next 5 years we'll increase revenue of Black-owned businesses by $10 million or more here in Knoxville.
I think it's amazing because from what you're doing with Knox County schools and entrepreneurs in general, and also the Black community and the growth thereof, it helps the community as a whole of Knoxville. So that's definitely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I think it gives me a lot of energy. I enjoy launching new projects, obviously. So I think the entrepreneurial spirit is very much alive and well in Knoxville, and I'm always excited to work with, essentially like-minded folks that are willing to, go out, take some risk, work really hard, and, the fruits of their labor can create a really amazing place for all of us, right, to work and live. So I think it's, I always kind of go back to the fundamentals of, a great network of businesses in our community help our community to thrive. It's what helps make Knoxville a special place to live. So we're going to keep making a big push on that this year and next year.
How can people reach out to you and learn more about what you've got going?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll throw some links to you. One is 100knoxville.com, where you can learn more about the initiative. And then the most important thing on that page is the heading that says Get Involved. And you can submit and say, I want to be a coach. I am a Black-owned business owner. I'd like to participate in the program, or I want to be a partner organization, or I want to support this effort. Here's a couple other links that I think people will really enjoy. Startup Knox. So go to startupknox.com. We created a guide to the startup ecosystem in Knoxville. There's also a directory of local early stage, primarily startups, as well as a directory of investors. And then most recently, we launched a podcast featuring founders of local startups. Some really amazing episodes so far. So right now we have 6 episodes live, but I've got another 15 or so queued up that will be going out every Tuesday, Thursday for the next several months. So excited about that. Similarly, on top of the 100 initiative, and as part of that, we're aiming to launch a podcast for that. So if folks are listening and thinking, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'd love to have a vehicle for telling the story of my entrepreneurial journey and also hopefully, promoting my business here in Knoxville and beyond, then please do also reach out on the 100 Knoxville site, and we'll start queuing up recording sessions here in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. So exciting. Such an amazing journey to take. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, make sure you take advantage of the things that Brandon has introduced us to. I know that myself and some of my peers are, whether we're trying to partner with you or work and build our own businesses. So I definitely am so thankful that you took the time today to tell us a little more about all of the things that you do for the community and the opportunities that we can also share with you to give back. And I'm really excited to hear more as the program builds of 100 Knoxville. So Brandon, thank you so much. It's been a little over 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is a special opportunity. I mean, no one has a better title for a show than 10 minutes with Tenya, and it just works, right? So no, it's absolutely my pleasure.
No, thank you. And it goes so fast. It's always like, Well, thank you so much. And thank you for watching. I hope to have more information on the comment section below. Comment, like, share. And if you have any questions about any of these initiatives or any of these programs, remember, links will be included below. Thank you for watching.